What's up, YouTube? Ugh. Yeah, so today's Valentine's Day, 2015, and just been kind of easing into the day. I took a nice bath and just kind of relaxed a little bit, but so, yeah, so what am I going to do today? Well, it looks like I'm going to go dancing, because, like, um, basically, a few weeks ago, I had to like move out of my partner's house like real fast, like, and that was just like really uncool. So, just was some sort of anxiety attack. I don't know. So I was just kind of like, I can't deal with that. I'm sorry, but that's kind of a deal breaker for anyone. Because he wanted to still be in like a close relationship, and I'm like, dude, you just wanted me to move out like right away. And I didn't have a contract or anything. I was just paying month to month because I was like trusted him. Well, that's one piece of advice I could give you. It's like you're gonna move into somebody's house, make sure everything's in writing, that you know how much rent you're paying. Everything has to be in writing, even with people you love, you trust, because it's like if you don't have that and there's some sort of conflict and they get frustrated, they have the power to just kick you out. And you don't want that, especially when you're a respectable person. You are investing time and effort and finances in making something greater. So it's like people who just kind of like don't respect that and don't respect you don't need to have them in your life anymore. And you don't have to feel bad about it. Certain things people can do are going to be significant enough of a detraction from your happiness that it's next to impossible to get over them. And I guess that's what I'm advising you today is like if I was in your situation and if you're dating around or whatever, like find people who like will respect you. Find people who like don't feel a need to try to throw their weight around. It's basically you kind of know the types of people who are going to be easier to live with. It's kind of like roommates. If you're dating a guy, it's like, are they going to be the type of person who's like demands that you do things a certain way all the time? Anyone who won't budge in a lot of areas in their life, who's very stubborn, it's basically like you have to do exactly what they want, especially if like it's not your place, it's not in your name. Unless you guys are paying equal rent or you're both on the lease, technically they have some say. They can't control your personal life, really. They can't control a lot of things about you, but if you aggravate them in any way, they'll just be like, okay, well, you don't have to live here. It's like, whoa, seriously? It's like they won't probably even give you the courtesy of giving you 30 days notice. So it's like if somebody's going to be that rude to you, it's like you may still love them, but unless they try to really try hard to make it up to you, just let it go. Just let it go. Move on, because there's other things that are deal breakers in my mind. Cheating, that's a deal breaker. If somebody is specified that they're in a closed relationship and anyone violates that, that's cheating. And if somebody has done that, chances are things aren't going to be repaired. And if somebody's accused the other person of something like that, if anyone's accused anyone of that, it's like them in their minds there might be enough ambiguity that it's also worth just moving on. If you get accused of anything that is more significant, even if you haven't done it, it's just like move on. What else? Like it's mostly about control. Like somebody needs to give you your freedom. They need to trust you. Like if they're digging through your stuff, they're violating your privacy, they're trying to get into your journals, they're trying to get into your head and like ask you a lot of prying questions that aren't their business. That's another situation. Just move on. Because anyone who's a control freak, it's like you're not going to be happy with them. Because you either have to do exactly what they say and like everything they like, or it's not going to work out. And most normal people know that you just can't do that. Like people have their own lives, their own preferences, and if you're the type of person who tends to meld or blend in and start doing the things that the people around you do, you have to be extra careful that you maintain your independence in situations like this. Because if you're that type of person, you could easily get dragged down the wrong path and be unhappy for it and waste a lot of your life. And if you're beautiful and you're attractive and you're a wonderful person who has talents and goals and dreams, like, don't feel like you have to wait around for somebody to love you, you know, the way you love. It's just like, if they're not going to respect you, if they're not going to respect the fact that you have differences, and they're not willing to work with you or to attend therapy or anything like that. Like, there's a difference between somebody saying, okay, I go to therapy with you once because you think we're going to need it, versus, hey, I'm going to go regularly invest in this so that we can make this work. So don't get fooled into thinking like, if just because they want to attend a group therapy with you once, that everything's going to change. It just won't. It's like, it has to be a consistent effort on their part and your part. One person can't be trying all the time. In relationships, both people have to be trying and put the other person first. And holidays are a good time for that, because there's a lot of holidays, a lot of different beliefs and stuff, but like, there are times to have fun, like just go dancing, have a good time, and like, so try to meet people. I would say avoid being set up like the plague, because that tends to be like friends who set friends up. The friend has a major issue of some kind, and they're wanting to set the other person up because they're worried that the friend is going to be lonely. The problem is it ends up hurting the other person they set them up with, because the other person, the person, basically it just gets to be a confusing mess. So the best thing I can advise you is, when you're looking to find somebody to be with, go to the places you would normally associate in. Like, if you would normally go to like a pagan meeting, try to find somebody there. If you like hiking and there's some sort of hiking group, try to meet somebody there. Write down the list of your passions. What are you passionate about? Like me, I'm like passionate about Yahweh. I'm passionate about camping, doing stuff outside. I'm passionate about movie making, and acting, and I'm passionate about martial arts, and I'm passionate about fine art and creative writing are pretty high up there on the list. And as you start to grow and you get older, your preferences change. And of course you want the passion there, but try to find people who you're both attracted to and you guys share a similar passion. Like, my parents are great examples of that. My dad is like really into outdoor stuff, and so is my mom. They like go hiking all the time. They'll go to like Zion, they'll go to a lot of places because they just love being out in nature. And I think that that's a good example. Like, find people who have a similar thing that they get really passionate about, like vacations, and then move to the next stage. But try to find somebody who can be your friend, but have it be like real natural, like they like to do this on their own kind of thing. Like, when you met them, what did they like to do? That will tell you a lot more than what they end up doing when they're with you, because they might just be like, oh, well, I'll go along with you and do this, but they might not really be that into it. Like, I love to go to Barnes & Noble, but like, somebody who doesn't really like to read, they're going to be like, oh, this is boring. But like, somebody who loves to read, they'll be like, oh yeah, this is way cool. I like to do this and relax at night and maybe read this book, and you'll get really into it with each other, And so I just know that you guys, if you keep working hard and dating in the right pools, you're going to find someone. So whether or not you have a date on Valentine's Day, just make sure to feel at peace because you love yourself, and that's the most important thing. And I love you too.